Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. We're here to review the Truck Series race from Martinsville Speedway. We are Adam and Steve, and we're here to talk about racing.
This was exciting racing, Martinsville.
To start off the weekend, Todd Gilliland would win the pole, and I can't seem to ever get his last name correct 100%, but I'm trying. So,
Yeah,
A for effort.
You can probably get 5 different people say his name and you get 5 different answers.
Yeah, so Todd G. Todd G gets the pole. So stage 1, Gilliland leads the field to green. Ben Rhodes would battle Burton for the second spot, and there was 2 Burtons out there. We had Jeb Burton and we had Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton was in the 51 car, and I believe Jeb Burton was in the, I believe it was the 30.
Yes, that's correct.
So Harrison Burton would win that battle, while Gilliland would lead all the laps so far with about 10 laps in. We had lap traffic that would come into play just a little bit. Then we saw Johnny Sauter. He was just bumping his way through. He's like, "Get out of my way, I'm coming," and he shredded his way up to the front. I believe he shredded his way up to like 3rd.
Yeah, and Noah Gregson, he was just right on his bumper, just following my way up to the front.
Yeah, that's one of the best things you could do as, as like a new person in the sport. Even though he's had like almost a complete 2 years under his belt. Johnny Sauter is a veteran. The best thing to do is follow the veteran and figure out what they're doing. And we'd have a caution for Chad Finley. He would spin into the wall, had a hard crash up into the wall. And that's something you definitely don't want to do in Martinsville. It's just go to a straight line up to the wall. Yeah, it's a pretty hard hit for him.
Yeah, pretty tough hit.
Then the leaders would come down pit road. Johnny Sauter would stay out to lead. They would have Johnny Sauter versus Noah Gregson for the stage win. Sauter, of course, winning that battle there. Gregson's still right there on him. Finishing second that stage, we had Crafton. Then we had Kyle Benjamin out there in the top 5.
Yeah, that's real good for that team. And these stage points is really counting coming down to the end of the year and stuff, trying to get to the Homestead, and they're just trying to maximize their points.
So stage 2 would begin. Johnny Sauter would lead the field to green. Stuart Friesen blows a tire, causes a caution with contact with Jeb Burton. So unfortunate for him, he would go down a lap. And Sauter would lead on the restart, and that's pretty much all we have to say about that stage.
Yeah, because Friesen, some reason he couldn't get his truck going after he spun around. It's unfortunate. It run fairly well. I hate to see him go a lap down early like that.
Yeah. In stage 3, everyone would have come down pit road. Sauter would lead off pit road. We had 90 to go. Kyle Benjamin would stay out. He would have to battle Johnny Sauter for the lead. John Hunter Nemechek and Myatt Snyder would make some contact, and that would cause a tire rub for John Hunter Nemechek. And he had such a dramatic tire rub, like he had so much smoke coming out of it. We thought something would happen. Maybe he would blow the tire or something, but no, he stayed pretty fine on the racetrack. Nothing really happened to him. Lost a few positions. The tire wasn't really holding up, but it still lasted.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a caution, and hoping he wasn't the caution.
Come on, guys!
But yeah, once he hit the brakes real hard and the truck set, it just really smoked the tires. Like he smoked it for several laps, and it really hurt his entry into the turns, and everybody would kind of bump him a little bit and get around him.
We had an intense battle with Gilliland and Haley, some bumping, some banging. We had Brett Moffitt right behind him, just waiting for that moment to pounce.
Y'all settle this out so I can get through.
And eventually Justin Haley would win the battle. Brett Moffitt would come cruising on through. He would eventually get around both of them after quite a few laps. And John Hunter Nemechek gets sideways while battling Matt Crafton. He's still out there performing his best. You know, he's coming off of a win from the Xfinity Series, and you can tell he's learned a lot about these trucks and the way all these cars handle, and he made an awesome save there.
Yeah, I believe he is wanting to see about getting another win this weekend.
I believe if he wouldn't have had all those issues, I think he had a truck that was strong enough to go up there and maybe battle Johnny Sauter for that win.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that damage, I believe he would have been up there front.
And while all of this is happening, Johnny Sauter's cruising away until caution for the 83 of Cram. He would spin from contact with Friesen. And so Johnny Sauter, it's not something he wanted to see, because now everybody's bunched up, and we'll see what happens here on this restart. You know, some pit, but most don't. Mike Snyder would dive it in there on the restart to take the lead just for a small second, because we'd have caution for Enfinger and Purdy. And then Enfinger, that really hurt him and his points, because he would have to battle his way back through the field to regain that spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, knocked him way back to like 20th after he went in the pits and got some fresher tires. And yeah, I ain't sure what happened with Mike Snyder. He just dove real hard in there and got beside Johnny Sauter, you know, on the restart. It's just kind of, I don't know if it was a very good move.
Yeah, it was a questionable move, but you got to give him an A for effort for trying to battle Johnny Sauter, because Sauter, his truck is way beyond anyone else's, and if you could just get in front of him, you know, it's going to be difficult for him to pass you because it's Martinsville. So you got to do everything you can. You can applaud him for trying, but we see on this next restart that he's just not able to hold off Sauter for that long. And Johnny Sauter would just take the lead. No one can really do anything. Brett Moffitt would eventually battle Snyder. We heard the crew chief say, just let him go, and Snyder finally let Brett Moffitt go. Just not enough time to go catch Sauter. Before the finish, John Hunter Nemechek would have to go to the garage with some power issues.
Yeah, really unfortunate for that team. Run very well to got the damage on the front, and ain't really sure if that caused more problems with the truck, and they just took it to the garage. You never want to see a team go to the garage.
Yeah, he's had a rough year with those types of issues, and most of those issues has happened when he was, you know, almost winning. And you know, it's not as heartbreaking as losing the win because of it, but it's still very disappointing when your truck expires. And with that, Johnny Sauter would cruise to a win, and he will punch his ticket into Homestead. And now all those stage points that he's acquired over the season no longer matter. There's no reason for him, you know, to be aggressive getting stage points. But of course, he'll still want to get some wins to have some momentum going into the final race of the season.
Yeah, it kind of takes a little pressure off of him, but you know, like anybody that just want to go out and get them wins, he probably can sleep a little better than a lot of the rest of them can, and because he got a couple races, you know, he ain't got to worry about.
Yeah, so that's all for the review of Martinsville. So it's time to make our picks for the next race, which is Texas Motor Speedway, mile and a half. Probably see a lot of KBM trucks up there battling it out, alongside with Brett Moffitt, who is a part of Tory Racing, has a Kyle Busch Motorsports affiliation there. But who do you think is going to maybe punch their ticket in the Homestead at Texas?
You really can't count out Johnny Sauter, but I believe I want to go with the Brett Moffitt.
Yeah, I think he's really good at mile and a half. So I think you know, that is very possible, and he'll want to punch his ticket to battle Johnny Sauter at Homestead.
Yeah, it looks like right now in the points, Justin Haley and Matt Crafton is the ones going to be out right now. Justin Haley is only like 2 points being out, so I'd look out for Justin Haley too. So.
Yeah, and Matt Crafton was like 10 points back. You know, they're not completely done, but I think they're gonna give it a shot. You know, Enfinger has a bad race or Moffitt has a bad race, and they don't punch their ticket to the next round. You could possibly see Crafton and Haley sneak in there. As for me and my pick, I'm going to pick the 18 and Noah Gragson. I think he's had a lot of speed lately. Had those issues at Martinsville. I think he could have easily battled Johnny Sauter for the win there, and had those issues on pit road, and I think he'll get the win at Texas.
That's a good pick.
So thank you all for joining us on this podcast reviewing the race. We're going to be at Martinsville tomorrow, so it's going to be our first time. So it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we've been pretty cool being there for the truck race, but unfortunately we couldn't make it there. But we'll be trying to get there for the Cup.
Yeah, so expect our Cup review to possibly be on Monday because it's going to be really tough to get it out on the same night. So if you don't see anything from us tomorrow, it's okay. We're going to be posting on Monday, if not tomorrow night. So we'll see you next time, and I hope you all enjoyed it.